business professionals, business owners that become members of networking groups, they want to continue to network and expand their brand, expand their network, and be a part of multiple groups. Why is it important for our members and any business owner, business professional, be a part of multiple networking groups?
Well, for one, because it's good business. I would say that. I mean, when I first started networking, I was at like 6 or 7 networking events a week, right? And that ranged from the chamber to BNI to free networking groups to Eventbrite stuff. Like it didn't really matter. I think that's because at Foundation, I mean, as an actual marketing expert, right? The foundation of marketing is more eyeballs, more impressions, right? Equals more opportunities. It's just sales and marketing 101. And so I think that it's completely natural for people to want to do that and need to do that. For instance, a great example in some industry exclusive networking groups, right? Like they are good for creating stronger connections, stronger contact connections, right? Now, I would love for anybody to talk to the mortgage person or the title person and ask the mortgage person if they're gonna if only having one relationship with one real estate agent is going to make a difference in their business, right? Like that's completely
Right.
dependent upon how many transactions that real estate agent is making, and that's still not going to be enough to feed them for the rest of the year. That mortgage person depends on multiple real estate agents across all types of agencies, right? And when it comes to be able to serve them. And so for me as the mortgage person, it's 100% behooves you to want to be in multiple networking groups, meeting multiple agents and brokers and things like that to be able to help fulfill your own business. And then, I mean, so that number one is because you got to be able to find the right people that are going to make a difference in your business. And that may be in multiple, that you may only be able to find them in multiple groups.
It's good for business. You also have, I've interviewed a few, let's say in the real estate realm. I've interviewed title services, realtors, as well as mortgage professionals, investors, and whatnot. And there's there's a few that feel like, why would I become a member of a networking group where they're going to limit me where and how much I can network, or be just depending on that one referral partner in that networking group, when I can go to multiple networking groups, visit, and then the actual relationships begin once you start connecting with those folks that you just met outside of the networking event, right? So I've had several of those to where they're like, I'm not necessarily understanding why I need to join or pay to join when I can build relationships by visiting multiple groups without having a limitation as to how many or where I can go and network. So with that being said, that is, I believe, one of the reasons why we believe wholeheartedly in collaborating versus looking at it in a way of competition situation, where we believe that business professionals, business owners should go and network as much as possible and join as many networking events, networking groups, because as you mentioned, they're basically impressions, just like SEO. The more you show up, the more your visibility, your brand awareness is going to be out there. So I think it's crucial that we encourage our members to go and network as much as possible, to expand their network and meet as many people as possible. As a matter of fact, we take networking education to the next level by providing them with tips and tricks and insights on what to do within a networking event to ensure that they can extract a net new appointment for the following week. It's not just about showing up and saying, hey, I did it, check the box, and leave there completely empty-handed, right? So these are educations that I think, networking education that I think it's missing out there. And I'm glad that we are putting this content together to showcase to our members, hey, there is a formula to networking. It's not just about going on a weekly basis or every 2 weeks or once a month, whatever it may be. It's not just about showing up and checking a box. It's about being intentional. So I feel like that is crucial for business and for any member of any networking group, that members are allowed to go and network as much as possible, wherever they want to go network, right? I mean, it is your option to go and network as much as possible.
Absolutely is. I think the- one of let's do a myth buster, if you will, because I think that one of the big issues that people might see or hear or come up against, right, is that if I'm in, so NIA, right, we are an industry exclusive networking group. That means there's only one person per profession in every single one of our groups. The foundational purpose for that is to create exclusivity for you and your industry. That's all. It does not mean that because you're in this group that somebody else has to, like, that you now have to use that person because that's the person who's representing that industry, right? Let's say financial advisor. Just because that's the financial advisor we selected for the group because we think that they've got great connections and they're a professional. You again are an adult and a professional, and you have to make the best choice for you and your family and your business in who you do business with. And so by being in the group, what we've done is created, you're the only financial advisor in this group, and we are facilitating an opportunity for you guys to make a deep and meaningful relationship by being in our group. That does not mean you have to use that person. If it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit. And being in any group does not entitle you to anybody's business. What it does is it entitles you to the opportunity to have the ability to earn someone's business. And you earn it by creating deep, meaningful relationships, by being a person of integrity, by showing up and helping support other people. And if you're doing those things and you create that relationship, the likelihood that they will use you for their clients and their friends and their referrals goes up substantially. But not every person, right? So we'll go back to the mortgage person, right? They're networking with lots and lots of real estate agents to help their own business. If they have a potential referral, they're not just going to give it to the person in the room because that's what they have to do. They're going to give it to the person who has earned the right to that business, who they believe is going to be a good fit for their customer or their client or their friend. And that's how business gets earned. It's not because I'm being forced to use you because you're in my group. And that's the differentiator, I think, here, that we give you the opportunity to actually build those types of relationships in the meeting and not outside of the meeting, right? Like it's not on you to build that relationship. We're helping facilitate it in those 90 minutes that we're all together. And then of course it grows outside of the meeting, but that's how you earn people's referrals.
Yeah, absolutely. And so because we believe that our members should have the ability to network as much as possible, we actually create other networking opportunities for them outside of our NIA monthly meetings, right? So we have, coffee connections or business and breakfast or something like that, where people can, from all walks of life, can walk in with no pressure whatsoever, no agenda. It's just about having a little coffee, a little breakfast, and networking, open networking throughout the entire event, because that is how you can be a little bit more intentional when there's not so much structure. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Like we just like our casual breakfasts are typically at our real estate agent's brokerage office.
Mhm.
Right. And so that's a great way for the PNC and the mortgage person and but all the others our home service vendors and all of them to be able to go in and have an opportunity to meet multiple real estate agents, right? And then everybody else who's there trying to court real estate agents can come, and the real estate agent is the star of the show because they put it all together. Like that's us bringing value to our members and trying to help in any way we can, whether like you said, in the casual like anybody can come. We try to bring all of our groups together, expose it to the community so that there's lots of people there to be able to just interact with our amazing members. And I think that that's where we continually bring value to our members and help them get the exposure that they're looking for with those networking opportunities.